Hello, everyone. I am Paranormal Ripples, aka Ray, and sorry for the delay of the show. It should be 8 o'clock start, but some business need to be taken care of, and but yeah, tonight I'm going to be discussing another episode of the Alternate Reality Archives, and something called Out of Place Artifacts, stuff that shouldn't be around, but they are, and they are part of our history. So if you enjoy this, hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, all that good jargon and everything. And make sure you, because obviously you don't want to miss this. But yeah, thank you everyone. Who will be tuning in and who's watching on catch up. And yeah, shall we get going? So you're wondering what kind of hello, sweet. You're all right, Brooke. So yeah, you're wondering what kind of artifact I'm going to be discussing. Well, that's where you're going to be kind of intrigued by, because I've got a few here that you might have heard of, and I think I've got a few here that you're going to be like, what the hell's happened here? So first things first, I'm going to get you a picture up now of what I'm going to talk about, so you know what I'm going to be discussing. Right. So first things first, present. This was found in Greece, and that in 901 off the island of Antikythera, and it's basically made from bronze, if you would believe. Which is kind of crazy, bronze for that age. But it shocked archaeologists at the time because it's been dubbed as the world's first analog computer. Yes, the world's first computer. Right. And if you're wondering why it's dubbed as the world's first computer, yeah, it is kind of cool. If you're wondering why it's been dubbed the world's first computer, it's, well, first analog computer. It's because this Antikythera mechanism, right, could predict solar and lunar eclipses at that time. Yeah, in a 100 BCE, this was actually from. So at the time, it could predict solar and lunar eclipses, track the positions of planets, and even model the irregular orbit of the moon. And over there was over 30 bronze gears with precision teeth, and that rivaled the 18th century clockwork when clockmaking was in its infancy, like coming into thing. And yet this was built 2,000 years ago, and there's no other device that has been found like it from the ancient world. So what did they know? What did they know that we don't know? You know? Because you look at it, it's like so intricate. Look. What did they know? And obviously, like, to attack the planets to all the positions, do lunar solar eclipses, track the moon. That's crazy. Tell me that ain't weird. Exactly. Back then, they must have known something then. Or we lost in over time. Because that is nuts. That is nuts. How that's intricate, you know. Like, I'm in awe, you know, of stuff like that, you know. So, now we're going to go into the weirder realms of artifacts, right? Um, yeah, I do as well. Right. What do people think this is? Here we go. Have a guess of what you think that is, everyone. This is 250 BCE to 250 CE. This was, and this was uncovered in the 1930s. But can you have a guess what it is? No clue. Right. It's a battery. The Baghdad battery, to be precise. Um, and this was, like I said, uncovered by archaeologists in 1930 in the 1930s. They uncovered small clay jars near Baghdad containing copper cylinders and iron rods, and that, which is crazy at that time. Um, and that if they were filled with an acetic acid, this is what some researchers think. If it was, they believe that if it was filled with an acidic liquid like vinegar or whatever, these devices could generate a small charge of electricity and could function as batteries. Um, known as the Baghdad battery, though, is kind of crazy. It is kind of nuts. Right, I just got to go. Give me 2 seconds, everyone. But yeah, like this video and share it out if you're watching or catch up. And yeah, I'll be right back. Right, I'm back, everyone. Sorry about that. But yeah, this is a Baghdad battery. If you missed the opening, we've already seen the Antarctica mechanism. But this Baghdad battery, right, has led speculation that ancient Mesopotamians, or Mesopotamia, they may have had knowledge of electrochemistry. But skeptics have argued for years on this and said that merely storage vessels or ritual objects are these. So what do you think, everyone? And hello everyone who's just tuning in, coming in be a part of the community. But yeah, whatever they are, they're fucking cool. I must admit, they're fucking cool. But how do they know what to do even back then, though? It's nuts. You know? Remember, everyone, to hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. Share it out amongst your friends and you think they'll be interested. Now we've got an interesting find here, right? Everyone, we're going from the weird of Baghdad to a cartographer who done maps, Perry Reese, who I've already discussed a couple of times on this channel. If you go through my old playlist, if you go through my entire playlist, you'll try to figure it out. So, Perry Reese. This was done by a bloke who was an Ottoman admiral and cartographer in Turkey in 1513, and it's baffled people for decades, like researchers, everyone. Not because it only shows part of Europe and Africa with astonishing accuracy, but if you look at it, I don't know whether it's this map that has it. Yeah, it does. Down here, there's Australia. I think you will find out it's like modern day Australia. But yeah, I'll try and find the thing that they're looking at. Hang on, there it is. In the coastline of Antarctica, look, without any ice on. Antarctica. And it wasn't officially discovered Antarctica till 1820. 307 years after he done this map. Exactly. How on earth did he know that? How? And as he had premonitions or dream or whatever, it is still weird how he knew where Antarctica was all those years before it was even discovered. You could say it's coincidence. You could say he was probably too drunk one night and being an admiral and just done it as a laugh. Either way, kind of cool. So let me know as we're halfway through this list, let me know what your favourite is at a minute in the comments. And if you're watching live, we've had and if you have missed the first one, go and watch go back and watch the first one, then you know what we're talking about. But these are like some of the craziest artifacts that shouldn't even be around at the time or known. Kind of cool. I think that a Greek one is kind of cool. But yeah. Hello, Cam. Right. So people are saying that this is a fake one, but I'm not too sure. Right. Like I said, let me know what your thoughts are and what your favourite one is. Right. So now what you're looking at is this is allegedly over 100 million years old. All right. And it's embedded in a rock formation of all places. Yeah, fancy seeing me live, eh, Cam? This is embedded in a rock formation. Um, in near London, Texas. Yes, London, Texas. And this hammer has decided to become a flashpoint for people about human history. And the rock which it was encased in is claimed to be over 100 million years old, placing it squarely in the Cretaceous period, long before we were even around, humans, which is even more crazy, everyone. And it literally does look like Minecraft pickaxe, Cam. Because this is what I'm going to say now. The hammer itself resembles 19th century American tools, but it could have been encased by young re-cemented rock. But there's people out there that think it could be an advanced alien race that's done it. There has been could it be a misunderstanding with our geological timeline, or is it proof that time travels around? Either way, it's a fucking cool find. Like right on, like an hammer. If it is like predates anything we've ever had, it proves to us one thing: we were at the stage where we are now, and we somehow fucked it up again. Like, how insane is it? We've had like so let's call for example, right? We've had Atlantis, we've had Lemuria, apparently, we've had Pole or whatever it is, the name. We've also got other places. Why is it crazy? Why is it not crazy that we could have been as advanced as we are now, war broke out or something, and we've gone and fucking destroyed it, and we've had to start from the beginning? It's nuts. Hello, Daniel. How are you doing, my man? Remember, everyone, to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, turn the notification bell on so you don't miss when I go live. Also, share to your friends if you think this is interesting. But yeah, that's the London Hammer, everyone. Not London, UK, London, Texas. Now we're going to go to an interesting place now. Anyone guess the country which we're going to have to now? Oh, no. Do that. Damn. Don't like hearing that, no matter how much of a fat he is at times, Jacob. But yeah. Rest in peace to his uncle, man. Right. Can anyone guess the country we're going to now to talk about? I'll just say it now, it's a country you wouldn't think of. Like finding something, maybe, but yeah, it's a kind of crazy country. So can anyone guess? Can anyone guess this country? If I show you the object, nope. Right, if I show you the object, what's the first country that comes into mind? Look at these pictures. I think Atlantis was an alternate, not from an alternate reality. I think Atlantis was from what part of Africa, Daniel? And I think Atlantis is from is an advanced race, was an advanced race, and they got destroyed by their own greed. But yeah, what part of Africa do we think this is from then, Daniel? Zimbabwe? No. But you're close. But no. Can you have a guess, Brooke? Or Cam, if you're still around? Can anyone ever guess where in Africa these are from? You haven't got a clue, Brooke. Right. If I say the names Oscar Pistorius, Nelson Mandela, and a certain 2010 FIFA World Cup nation, what is it? Wakanda, no. And that should be a real place, but nah. Wakanda, no. No, Googling doesn't count. I'll give you another. I guess I'll give you another clue. Right, like I said, bingo, Nelson Mandela. Oh, he was the president of a prime minister. I think a president, weren't it? No, not Sudan, Daniel. The answer is answer is South Africa. South Africa. And these are the Klerksdorps. The Klerksdorp spheres that date back apparently 3 billion years. Yes, 3 billion. You're not hearing that wrong, everyone. 3 billion. Yes. Which is crazy for spheres. 3 billion. Yeah. And some of the spheres are so perfectly round. 3 billion years, Daniel, not trillion. 3 billion. And these are so, and some of these spheres are so perfectly round, and it's got parallel grooves around their circumference, like a cricket ball, basically. You know, and they seem so far too precise to be natural. And some people are arguing whether they're an ancient advanced civilization like Atlantis, and they found their way down to South Africa, or was they alien artifacts? But the kicker is that geologists have, however, explained them as naturally occurring concretions formed as volcanic sediment. But everyone still thinks that the bizarre age and mechanical appearance of these objects, that our geologists are bullshitting, and that there could still be an alien artifact or a set of alien artifacts, or from an advanced civilization from 3 billion years ago. Exactly. If they were, and that's what I'm saying, if they weren't volcanic, well, what was it? Volcanic sediment. That's it. Right. I'm looking at a picture time. Remind me. Volcanic sediment. Right. Why is it now turned to like a metal, or looking like metal? If you look at Pompeii, I don't remember stuff going into metal or turning like into a metal thing. So yeah. Now we got a few more. So, like I said, let me know what your favorite is so far. You look at them. Look, nuts. I need that like button, please, for me. Right. Now, from 3 billion years ago, everyone, we now go to a place in America that discovered this beauty. Can anyone guess what this is? Or what does it resemble? It looks like a bell. I was about to say, what does it resemble? Well done, Daniel. It does look like a bell. This is allegedly 600 million years old. It's called the Dorchester pot, but it was because in 1851, this is a crazy bit, this bell, right, this bell was fired or blasted, whatever you want to say, from an explosion in Dorchester, Massachusetts. Right, it was blasted or exploded from solid rock. During an explosion, the said rock was said to be 600 million years old, placing this artifact's origin unimaginably before the rise of humans. And it's described as being made of a zinc-silver alloy with floral designs reminiscent of what people done later on in our timeline. And it doesn't resemble any Native American or colonial artifact. And this pot has been in the Scientific American when it was founded, but due to the lack of provenance and replication, this is always going to be an historical curiosity wrapped in controversy. So yeah, what do we think of this then? What do we think of it then, everyone? It is cool. It's kind of sick though. And it looked like it was built to last exactly. Nuts though. Right. Now we're going to go back to Africa. Right. And I'm going to get up a random picture here. Right. So ancient Egyptians, we know done the pyramids somehow. They were one of the most advanced races we've ever seen. And they somehow found a way to drill, yes, through granite or stone. Like, ow. And it's and if you go to sites like Giza and Abydos, there's perfectly circular drill holes that are deep and straight cuts in materials like granite and diorite, I think, if I remember correctly. And that these are rocks that are harder than steel, naturally. Right? But it seems that they somehow got into it and drilled into it. But mainstream archaeology believes that the Egyptians only had copper tools and abrasive sand. So how did they have an advanced machine like a drill back then? Or was there a technique? Or was there a technique that they had back then that we've forgotten as we've advanced? And it would be cool to see the thing. So how the hell did they drill? Could have. Hmm. It is fascinating, though. I got it so perfect, you know. Right. Now, I'm gonna show you something, right? This was found in Austria. Yep, in Austria of all places. Right. Looking at it, what's the first thing that comes to your mind? Right. There. What's the first thing that comes to your mind? Right. You're just tuning in, hello. You make sure you come and catch up on it. You're not, even you're new here. Hit that subscribe button and like and come and join this community. Be honoured to have you all here. So you think it's like a fossil book? What do you think, Daniel? That is a big stone. A researcher has said recently that it looks like the Tesseract from Avengers. So, here's the story behind our Austrian rock, or whatever you want to say, right? Or whatever you want to call it. This was discovered back in 1985, so 40 years ago. No, 1885, so 140 years ago, I should say. Silly me. That's what I was just talking about my mum. So, yeah. So, 140 years ago, there's a coal seam near the town of Wolf's Egg in Austria. This cube fella, this cube fella, as you're seeing it, this cube fella was that's apparently made from iron, which is crazy, iron, and it was fully encased in a tertiary era kind of coal deposit dating back 20 million years. The iron ore appears to have been shaped and show sign of intentional tooling. Known as the Wolf's Egg Iron or Salzburg Cube, it has puzzled researchers for over a century. People think it could be just a misplaced piece of mining equipment that fell into the seam and just was left and forgotten about. But metallurgical analysis has come back inconclusive every time. But the people who believe in these out-of-place artifacts, they think it's another anomaly that kind of challenges the timeline of human history. So, Sorry about that. So yeah, what's everyone's feeling? Also hit that like button and turn the notification bell on, everyone. If you ain't already. So what's your thoughts? So yeah, what's everyone's thoughts? Could it be real? Or could it be mining equipment? Or what? So yeah, let me know what you guys think of that about that. Let me know what your favourites were as well. Or your favourite. Mine is the Greek, like, astronomical thing. So you need to go back if you tune in late. Go back. Yeah. So yeah, I think my favourite is the Greek calculator that you need to go back, and if you missed the first part of the episode, go back and watch. And I would also say my other favourite would be the pot from Dorchester. So let me know what you think is, everyone, and what your favourites are. I'm getting into the stream here because I've got to sort something out, but the map one was cool as well. Yeah. But like the video, subscribe if you haven't already. Share if you think anyone will be interested in this. Also, thank you everyone. Big love to you all. I'll be back on tomorrow with an interesting episode of the silver screen facade. So, and then Saturday's gaming day. But yeah, so keep on. Thank you everyone. Big love to you all. Stay amazing. Stay humble, as someone used to say. And best of all, remember, if you think you can, if you find something like that in the garden or in a field or whatever, don't throw it away because it could be something amazing. And I saw that, Daniel. But yeah, hit the like button, like I said to the again. Subscribe, share, comment, and if you watch all the way through, put in the comments out of place artifacts or out of place. I will do it out of place. Do out of place because that is thing. But yeah, thank you everyone. Take care. Have a good night and bye for now. And I'll see you tomorrow.